Hi, this is Misha, and that I would do another Battlestar Galactica, because, hey, it's got guns in it, right? We've looked at the battleship itself, the Battlestar, as well as the base star from the original series, and then we looked at the Cylon Raider from the reimagined reboot series. Now let's look at the Viper Mark II, MK Roman numeral 2. This was actually the first model that Eaglemoss released in their Battlestar lineup. And it is very long with a decent amount of metal. And actually very neat, very well done. Although I'm not 100% crazy about the mount. It literally just kind of sits on it. The Battlestar ship, most of them do, probably. So it is. They're big enough that it's not really a big deal, but still. So the Mark II Viper. This was the main space superiority fighter used in the first Cylon War, although it is also very much capable of atmospheric flight and designed as such. It has two basically machine guns. They call them mass drivers. I think they said they're 30mm with 800 rounds each. It also can hold 8 Javelin missiles, or 1 to 2 nuclear weapons, depending on the yield. Has a single cedar cockpit here. Long nose, very X-Wing like, which it really inherited from the original series. In the back is probably the most distinctive feature of any Viper are the 3 engines. And of course we have the 3 short stubby wings. This is for launching out of a Battlestar. It also has landing gear on the underside for, well, landing on planets and such. Like many things in the first Cylon War, this is a very mechanical craft. It has lots of mechanical gauges. It's basically meant to be flown by a human without really any electronic or at least computer assistance, although it does have a very basic unnetworked computer inside, but it doesn't seem to be 100% reliant on it, that it can be flown without. Interesting concept. I think the concept of kind of going back in time was really neat. It also gave some interesting visuals and kept the cost down. Instead of trying to go ultra science fiction, they went kind of reverse and they gave a plausible explanation as to why. So this is, really it makes more sense to have a Viper like this in universe than it would say an X-Wing, because an X-Wing in Star Wars is very retro, but at the same time we're in a very futuristic setting. At least this has a reason. They didn't want the Cylons to get an advantage and hack the system, much like happened with the later Viper Mark VII. So yeah, this was the primary ship that came online during the first Cylon War. There was a Mark I we'll talk about in another video. This was what won the war for the Colonials, or at least led to a truce. And it would remain in service long after the war, still ostensibly in service afterwards until the time of the reimagined series, although in practice these were just reserve or kind of National Guard or museum things. In fact, 40 of these were going to be left on Galactica as a museum piece, and that's why they existed. Plus they couldn't be hacked by the Cylons, and they proved themselves to be very, they came in again. They are fast, maneuverable, but also rather difficult to control. They do not have FTL, and their armor seems to be limited. Not going to say non-existent, but limited. And weaponry, again, we have 2 cannon, plus some hard points for missiles or other things. Because of their small size, at least relatively speaking, especially side to side and top down, something like a Battlestar could carry large numbers of Vipers and deploy them very quickly. So yeah. Obviously pilots are still trained on how to fly them, since in the reimagined series no one seemed to have any trouble really picking up. It also might mean these are relatively basic and easy to get the fundamentals down with as far as aircraft go, or spacecraft, or whatever it is. When I first handled this model, frankly, this isn't at all what I expected it to look like, just, mind's eye. But I wasn't disappointed. I was expecting something maybe a little more conventional fighter craft. This one definitely has several cues from the original series, and the wing design, and the 3-engine design, and the long tapered nose. The model itself I really like. It's got some good heft to it, some good weight. Nice detail. So yeah, I'm hoping they will get up with the Mark 7, which was the current Colonial fighter at the time of the series. This Mark II was, of course, replaced by the Mark III, which was a heavier, more versatile version. This seemed to come online either at the tail end of the first Cylon War, or maybe shortly thereafter. So yeah, I'm hoping to see more Vipers in the series. Well, hope you enjoyed this little video, just having some fun, taking a break from work as I usually do when I record these, just to have something else. Any questions or comments, please share them below. Also, if you could, check out some of my other videos. I try to have a few different styles and types here. And if you aren't aware, please check out our main professional page at Mishaco. As always, please like, share, subscribe. And this is Misha, and we will catch you next time.